Hey guys, welcome to this week's Saturday Spotlight. On the bench today in the spotlight is the AMT 1949 Ford Club Coupe. Custom version, as I opted to do it. And again, this is one of my past builds that I done a long time ago. Early 90s, I think 91, 92-ish, right around in that ballpark. And what I planned with this car, I had done the 49 Mercury Club Coupe that I showed here. It was before I started the Saturday Spotlight, but basically kind of could have been an unofficial first video of that. But anyway, that one I done as a custom version, and what my plan was with that, and this was the second one that I did. What my plan was to get some of these older cars like this. I actually had planned on a 51 Chevy at one time to kind of include in that group. I wanted to just like my own little line of custom cars, like with different front end and rear end treatment. So that's what this car was. This was the second one that I did that I had planned, and then started working more and everything, and then that just never materialized. So at least I ended up with those two, the 49 Merc and then this 49 Ford Club Coupe. So what we're going to do, again, guys, I haven't figured out the sound in my turntable. I'd like to have that turning around for you, but we'll just use it as a pedestal for now. I can dig into it, man, I can start using it or look for another one. I just know some of them turn ridiculously fast. It's kind of hard to see them, but anyway, I'll dig into that one of these days. So what I'll do is I'll just pull this in close to you here, and we'll just go over this real quick. Shouldn't take that long on this video. I don't really have a whole lot to tell about this one. We'll just take a look at it here. Shoebox Ford, guys. I know a lot of guys big fans of these cars, these style of cars anyway. And this is the Club Coupe. One difference you can tell, the top, I believe, if I'm correct, the top is shorter on a Club Coupe. The sedan would have extended out, and I think had like a little, and I don't know if it was an actual vent right there, but it had like a little bar right here. But this would all be back this way a little bit. So as far as I know, that's the difference between the Club Coupe and the sedan. But anyway, this is painted with testers. I think it was called Purple Metal Flake or Burgundy Metal Flake, something like that. Rattle can. And for where I was at the time, I think this paint didn't come out too bad on there, and it's still held fairly much a shine. I might have given this a polish recently. Anyways, I don't really remember, but anyhow. But what I did with this one, to get that custom look, I went ahead and I shaved the door handles on it. So I took the door handles off, took the drip edge, the rain gutter off of here, smoothed that out, and then I had to rescribe this line up here. Took all this chrome trim off the side that ran all the way down through here, and I took that off. And then coming around the front, now this kit had a couple different options for the hood. The 49 would have had, that hump right here, because it had like that bullet in the front grill. So the kit actually had a custom hood that's just all smooth across the front there. So that's the one I went with. Use this custom grill. It's kind of reminiscent of like maybe a 54 Chevy grill. I don't believe that's what that is, but just kind of on that lines. So I kind of like that grill in there. I Frenched the headlights in. Basically just put the buckets on the back side. Just made it just as simple as I could anyway. And then used the front roll pan. And the one thing I didn't do back then is, if I was doing this today, I would. I did not fill this seam in right here. If I was doing this today, I would take and fill all this in and round that off, smooth it all out real good. And anyways, but I did not do that then. And I'm going to take this hood off because I got a feeling it's going to drop on me. Set that down there. And then I lowered the front end and kind of left the back end at stock height. So it kind of gives it that little bit of a rake. And when it's setting down there, it actually, if you can see this, I'll hold this up here to you. If you hold and look like that, it actually looks like it's moving when it's just sitting there. So I thought it was kind of a pretty cool look. I was glad to achieve that look on it. Went with the fender skirts. Those have been like the factory fender skirts on there. Again, this side all smoothed out, rain drip edge all gone on there. I did not do the flocking on this interior, but I did do it on the package tray. Now it's accumulated some dust and stuff, and it's kind of grunged up, but I did have flocking on there originally. And then on the back here, and guys, I don't remember if there was, I'd have to get one of my kits. I've got several of these kits in a couple different various forms. I've got one of the original 50 Ford convertible issues, which I actually did a comparison video on that here a while, been quite some time ago. I've got the modern 50 Ford convertible. I've got, I think it's a 49 or 50 gasser version, the Gas Man, I think was the version. And then I've got another, just a regular version of this car. So I've got several variants, but I'd have to look again and see if there was any emblems on here, whether I took any off. I don't remember, but anyway, that's smoothed out nice. I used the custom taillights. Okay, those would not have been like the factory taillights. Used a roll pan on the back. Like I said, had I done this today, I would have lined all this up better and smoothed all that out and filled all that in. So it's just been one continuous flow there. But anyway, for the day that I was doing it in, that's just how I did it. I got the dual exhaust on it. And then, of course, back around to this side is not a chop top. Guys, that's one thing I never learned to do on model cars is how to chop a top. I've watched some videos, haven't got up the guts to try it. Now, I do have a couple of these. I have just some bodies of these, and I had thought about one of these days maybe digging into it a little deeper and see if maybe I can't chop one of the tops on one of these, see what I come up with. But I have not taken that step yet. Put spotlights on it. So spotlights up there. Pretty much went with basic standard stock interior basically, but I did put a floor shifter in it. You might be able to see it barely. Let's see if you can see it through the window. Yeah, right there. You can see it through the glass. So I put a 4-speed on the floor in it. And then basically you just kind of two-tone the interior, the seats, and then just went with the factory steering wheel and all that. I always liked the looks of the original steering wheels, guys. That's why I would a lot of times would not change them out. I just kind of like the looks of them. And then with the engine here, I think this was a custom engine option for that. Not sure what it was supposed to be. I could assume maybe that's supposed to be a Y block. I'm not sure, but it's got the 3 tricarb setup on it. And then, so that was about it for under the hood. Nothing special there. And then if we look at the bottom, and there, now see what I did with this is like what I'm planning on doing with the 56 Ford, which, guys, that project is going slower than I had ever anticipated, but I promise you I will get back on that one, and I'll get you some good footage of that, getting some assembly and painting and stuff like that going on that. But life happens, guys, and that's just where I've been lately. But we'll get back at it, and we'll get you some updates on that. But anyway, I just opted to do the body color here on the bottom, and then just painted the frame black, like a flat black. Did this, painted the springs like a steel color. Did the differential here separate color than the housing. And then I got the shocks down in there, blue shocks, blue silver shocks. And then painted the engine blue there. And then like I said, I lowered the front suspension. That's up in there quite a bit actually. But I just like that look. I like the way that looked when it was setting up in there. And like I said, I just wanted a nice quick custom car that I could put together. Had a little bit more time in it because I did take the drip edge off here and the body side molding. Took all it off. But guys, I actually started liking this these shoe boxes, I guess I'll call them, when I was actually in high school, because a friend of mine, they have had a 50 Ford. Now it never drove the whole time I knew my friend in school, but they had it in their barn, and I was so amazed at that car because they had it out there, and you look, and I mean, it had some rust like around the rear wheel wells and stuff, and bottom of the fenders. But when he opened the door on that, guys, it almost looked like nobody had sat in that interior. It was so nice, even for where it was sitting. So it was just so amazing to me. But I kind of fell in love with that body style. So back in the day, now I built one of these back probably when I was 15 or so. This was probably more, I was closer to 20 probably when I built this one, 1920. But anyway, so I had built another one. So, and they're both AMTs. And I just kind of fell in love with those cars. I just kind of liked the way they looked. I love that era of car. And, you know, right after World War II and the new designs they come out with and everything. And just started putting a lot of style into the cars at that era. But I just always kind of liked these. So it's kind of had connection I had with them. I did have a friend that had a real one. And and I just liked them. So, guys, that's probably all I've got on that. Just wanted to showcase another one of my older builds from back in the day, so to speak, and just share it with you guys. Dig some of this stuff out. I know I'll watch some of these other channels, and these guys will do that. They'll just pull out their old builds, and it's kind of neat to take a look back and you see what we did back then and where we've come now. See, like what we can put out now versus then. And now, guys, some of the stuff that I've got in the past, I've actually restored, but some of this stuff, because of what it is and the memories that are attached to it, the building time, and actually for me back in the day with a rattle can, this was pretty good for me back in the day, how that came out. So I was, like I said, I was glad the way that one came out. But like I said, just looking back to where we're at, but I would never, some of my old cars like this, I'll never restore them because just the memories that are attached to them, and that's how I was doing then and where I was at that point in time. So so for any of you guys that are Shoebox Ford fans, I just thought you might like to see that. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I tell you what, when they was set up with their factory engines, those flathead V8s, man, I tell you, I guess they were some really hot cars. I don't know, didn't live back then, of course, and but I've heard stories from various people how they was some hot little cars back in their day. So, but anyway, well, that's it for this Saturday Spotlight, guys. We'll be back again next Saturday with another one for you. And so I guess with that, I'll just close out and back on out. So you guys got shop cards, still got shop cards. If anybody wants a shop card, just send me an email, leave it in the comments, let me know, and I'll get a shop card out to you. If you want to swap, we can do that as well. And thank you, subscribers. I appreciate it. I thank all of you that watch my channel. Like I said, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. So I want to thank you very much. I appreciate it. And if you like the video, go give me a like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. So with that, until next Saturday, this is Eric from Eric's Model Garage. You guys have a great day. God bless you, and happy modeling.